friend Smadi, and he is the name Sakijha. We are from Jordan. Hope you are enjoying your time in Jordan. And we want to ask you some questions. First, how did you start your career and why?
Oh, well, I started my career in England, even though I'm an American cartoonist. I had just graduated from university, from Harvard University, and I was in England on a bicycle tour, leading American teenagers around Great Britain. When the tour finished, I stayed and continued cycling and got a job playing professional basketball. I was a professional basketball player in England, but soon the team started to run out of money, and I decided to do caricatures of tourists in the street because I had been a cartoonist at university. I also then was looking to find newspapers in London that might be interested in my work, and after many months of trying, I got my first job with The Economist magazine, which is a very famous international magazine, but at the time I had no idea that they were this important, but they were looking for a cartoonist, and I showed up and showed them my work, and they said, we'd like you to come on board. That was 33 years ago.
Okay, when did you feel that you have become famous, and what was the reason, and what was it a specific drawing?
Well, when I think The Economist is a publication that is widely read throughout the world. Its circulation is about 1.7 million, and we have prime ministers and presidents in almost every country reading the magazine. But when I was living in England at the time, I was doing my cartoons, and it was only when I returned for vacation, for holiday, back to the United States, and people said, "So, Cal, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I work for this magazine. It's called The Economist." And they went, "The Economist? You work for The Economist?" I go, "Yeah." And I realized then perhaps I was now becoming a little more famous.
Have you ever sketched for a cartoon?
Have I ever
sketched for a cartoon?
You mean sketched other people, or what do you mean?
Drawn a cartoon for a cartoon.
Like animation or
animated cartoon?
Animated cartoon or something like that.
For what kind of cartoon then?
Animated cartoon.
Oh, animated cartoon. Yeah. Well, yes. You have just asked my favorite thing. Because I've always loved animated cartoons when I was a child growing up. And when I was at university, my senior thesis was a 13-minute long animated cartoon with thousands of drawings to make the whole thing work. So when I went to England, I always had this interest and passion for animation, but I never had the opportunity to do it. And in 1986, I had the good chance to work with one of the world's best animators on a television commercial, an animated cartoon. And it won 2 international animation awards. And now I have my own animation company, where I do political cartoons that are also moving and animated. And these cartoons are also in 3D, so like Pixar movies, but instead of using fish, I have caricatures of politicians.
Do you think that The Economist magazine limits what you draw, and how?
Well, fortunately for The Economist, is they trust me. They give me a lot of opportunity and a lot of freedom. Also, The Economist is dedicated to free expression. They have a wide view of the world, and they cover subjects from all different nations and all different important issues of the day. And I realized that when I do my cartoons for them, my biggest challenge is doing cartoons that are sophisticated for their very important and educated audience. But I realized that with all the freedom that they give me, that I also have a great deal of responsibility. And I make sure in my cartoons that I don't do cartoons that are sexist or racist, and I want to do cartoons that are journalistically sound, that they really are making a good, solid point about what's going on in the world. You can't tell lies in my cartoons, but I have no interest in telling lies. I want to make good, solid comments. So in that, because I've been now with them for 33 years, we have established a very good relationship.
What is the main difference between cover drawings and the drawings inside the magazine?
That's a good question. See, the cover drawings are a reflection of the lead editorial in the magazine. So the editorial is written with a certain perspective. And then they tell me, hey, we're doing this story. Here is a copy of it. Have a look at it. And see if you can come up with some sketches, some drawings that might look good with this. And then I will do 3 or 4 different takes, and I'll email them to London, and we will converse to make it work correctly with the editorial. The other cartoon, the editorial cartoon, me. It's all mine idea. And they don't tell me what to draw. They don't tell me what subject to cover. I come up with the idea myself, and then I submit that to them and say, hey, was this okay? And almost all the time they would thank you. They say, thumbs up, it's great. Occasionally we talk back and forth, but most of the time they allow me to run my cartoon.
What would you recommend for young talented artists?
For young talented artists, I guess there's a few things that I would suggest. The first is, if you love to draw, if you love to sing, if you love to act, in any sort of arts, it's always a great thing to pursue your passions. Not everyone is lucky enough to make a living out of doing it. But you can still have that passion for the rest of your life. You can still find a way to have your art illuminate your life. So please follow your passion. But at the same time, if you really want to make a profession out of it, a lot of it is not just talent, it's not just skill, but it's hard work. Really is hard work. You have to keep on trying and keep at it. There's many times I've seen very, very talented people never make it. But I've seen very not so talented people become very successful because they're determined and they keep on trying. So the first thing I would say is to make sure that you have this passion. Second thing is to pursue it with gusto, with determination. And then finally, if for some reason you are unable to make this as your profession, keep on doing it. Let your art become a part of your life.
And the last question, after spending time in Jordan, were you inspired to draw something? What is it?
Well, I tell you, it has been absolutely fantastic here visiting Jordan. I've really enjoyed seeing the country firsthand. I've read so much about it. I have commented on the area. For me to be here with my feet on the ground, to smell the air, to meet the people, you see the world differently. And I think that it's going to educate me more about any cartoon I do about the area. I don't have a cartoon in mind just now, but I'm sure my experience here will help.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.